China, on January 2, 2009, while fishing on a river in Sichuan province, fishermen discovered a floating sack and found the incomplete body of a man inside. The body had not decomposed, and initial forensic examination determined the time of death to be within 1 to 2 days. The victim was about 30 years old and his face was so badly damaged that he could not be recognized. The police went to neighboring villages and found a man named La Triu Dong from Hong Nha County who had gone missing on the evening of January 1, 2009. Through DNA comparison with relatives, the victim was identified as Dong, 38 years old, a construction contractor. The police speculated that the murderer was a man who had a deep hatred for the victim because the stab wounds were very deep. Dong was tall and strong, and tried to resist before being murdered. Dong's house was quite deep in the village. If someone from another place came to commit the crime, they would have to pass by many houses, and their dogs would definitely bark at strangers. But on the evening of January 1st, people said it was very quiet, and they did not hear any fighting or cries for help. The police determined that the perpetrator could be someone from the village. Initially, the police did not rush to inform Dong's wife, Duong Lin, about the body, and only asked about Dong's disappearance. Lin said that that night her husband went to the house of a neighbor named Tong Lei Chi to get cow's milk, and then went somewhere unknown. Lin answered hesitantly, unable to provide information about Dong's income, hobbies, and living habits, and did not know where her husband could have gone that night. Lin said that she was only a housewife, and her husband took care of everything outside, so she did not know. After being questioned by the police about her strange attitude, Lin confessed that the two had separated, but lied about the reason for the breakup. After receiving the news that her husband had been murdered after going out that night, and his body had been found, Lin confessed, "He had affairs with 12 women. We have each gone our separate ways for a long time. One of Dong's shortcomings was that he was very lustful and had many lovers. Lin could not change her husband's promiscuous habits, so the two separated, remaining husband and wife in name only. She endured, not revealing the bad things in the house to avoid losing face. Although she did not know where Dong went on the evening of January 1st, Lin was sure that her husband was dating someone. The police speculated that Dong was most likely murdered because of emotional conflicts and focused on investigating his lovers. These 12 people were from different localities, liked Dong because of his good looks, money, and generosity. The police gradually eliminated those who lived far away, had alibi, had no clear and deep conflicts with Dong, had no motive for murder, and no conditions for committing the crime. Dong's sister knew about her brother's affair because Dong often bragged in front of her that he was very attractive to women, and 3 married women living in the same village still secretly had relationships with him. The sister provided the names of these 3 women to the police. One had a husband who had been bedridden for a long time and could not stand the loneliness, so she had an affair with Dong. Through investigation, the police discovered that she had to take care of her husband who was hospitalized in town on the evening of January 1st, and had no contact with Dong. Another woman had a husband who worked far from home all year round, so Dong took the opportunity to flirt with her, and the two had an affair that lasted for 5 years. However, she had gone to work far away with her husband more than half a year ago. After eliminating the first 2 people, the police focused on investigating the last woman, Tong Le Chi. Chi's husband, Tang Wanlin, is Dong's childhood friend. Lam accepts Dong's father as her godfather, and Dong's daughter accepts Lam as her godfather, and the relationship between the 2 families is very close. Dong has confessed to his sister more than once that he really likes Chi, but she didn't listen to his advice. Lam works in a factory in town, while Chi stays home to raise dairy cows. On the evening of January 1st, Dong went to Chi's house to get 2 bottles of milk and brought them home, then told his wife that he had something to do and went out. The police found 2 bottles of milk at Dong's house, confirming what Lin said was true. Chi may have been the last person to have contact with Dong. When the police came to the house to investigate, Chi looked tense, continuously saying, "I don't know anything," even though no one had asked her questions. She denied that Dong came to her house to get milk on the evening of January 1st. When searching the house, the police discovered that Chi's bedroom had been carefully cleaned, but they still found a few drops of blood on the wall and traces of blood in the drain. Through DNA comparison, the blood belonged to Dong. The police determined that Chi's bedroom was the first crime scene. She denied killing Dong but refused to reveal the real killer. The police thought that it would be difficult for a woman to kill and dump a tall man like Dong. There must have been another man at the crime scene. They immediately thought of Lam, Chi's husband. At the factory where Lam worked, the manager told the police that in the days before and after the incident, Lam did not show any unusual behavior, went to work and left on time, did not ask for leave, or was absent. Chi's neighbors provided important clues to the police. Around midnight on the night of the incident, a motorbike entered Chi's house and left more than an hour later. The police determined that this was the time Dong was murdered. Chi's house had 2 fierce dogs, and when outsiders came they barked continuously. Normally, if a dog in the village barked at night, the others would follow, but that night no one heard the dog barking. Therefore, the police assumed that Lam was the one who drove the motorbike home that night. He may have caught his wife cheating with Dong and killed her in a fit of rage. With these clues, the police arrested Lam at the factory. He did not admit his guilt and continuously claimed his innocence. After carefully examining Lam's motorbike, the police found 2 drops of blood on the pedal, which were identified as belonging to the victim. Faced with the evidence, Lam confessed to the crime. According to his statement, although he worked away from home all year round, Lam still heard rumors about his wife and Dong, but without evidence, he did not want to believe that his best friend would do such a thing. On the evening of January 1st, Dong went to Chi's house to get cow's milk. Seeing that Lam was not home, he asked to stay overnight. Chi was afraid that her husband would suddenly return home, so she sent him a text message to inquire. Lam had no intention of returning, but this text message made him suspicious. Lam lied to his wife that he had to work overtime at night and would stay in the dormitory. After being informed by Chi, Dong brought 2 bottles of milk home and returned to his lover. When Lam rode his motorbike home in the middle of the night, Chi panicked and put on her coat to open the door for her husband. He ran straight into the bedroom and found Dong sleeping on the bed. In a fit of rage at being betrayed by his wife and best friend, Lam ran into the kitchen to grab a knife and stabbed her. Chi stood outside and witnessed the incident, afraid to move. She knelt down and begged her husband to spare her life. Although she hated her wife, thinking of her child, Lam did not continue to attack but asked Chi to clean up the room, burn all the bloody clothes and blankets. Then Lam dismembered the body, put it in a sack, and took it by motorbike to throw it in the river, far from home. Lam thought he would not be discovered, but he did not expect the body to be found in less than 24 hours, nor did he expect the crime to be exposed so quickly. In this case, both the perpetrator and the victim were at fault. Even though Dong betrayed and deceived first, Lam should not have vented his anger by killing, only to end up in prison and lose his future. Chi also received a prison sentence for covering up.